started having a conversation the other day about pressure pads on white lights. I've seen a bunch of guys recently, they're running pressure pads on white lights with no IR head. That would be the only way that you could sell me on doing it. I still don't do it because I don't trust myself. A positive on-off has always worked best for me. That's we used active duty. We weren't allowed to run pressure pads on white lights because of the white light AD. Like it's such an important thing to know the functionality of that white light and when it comes on and when it does not, because at the inopportune time, if this thing does that, it's a game changer, man, in a fucking negative way. So we have to have positive control on anything that could output light out in the atmosphere. We have to know the condition of that at all times. So that's why I personally don't run pressure pads. But if you do, I would definitely have, I think Surefire Vampire makes one that rolls to the IR. I'd roll that thing on IR, and if you were ever going to go white light, is a positive pull and rotate. And now I know it's going white. Pressure pad location. For us, we talk about running the laser all the way as far forward as you can and try to get your pressure pad into a centralized location you can access with both hands. When I was active duty, the end goal wasn't out yet. We were running running the appeals, and I had one of the texts of the command. We took two pressure pads and we spliced them down the middle and we mated them up together, and we ran them on either side of the rail so I could switch shoulders. So when I ran strong side, I could activate it with my thumb, and then when I switched shoulders, I could reactivate it. I kind of just met them in the middle now. Slid the laser all the way forward. The issue that we see is people don't understand the full capability of the laser. They don't understand the purpose, the function, and how critical this is to nighttime operations. You should know the moment you throw this thing out in a nighttime scenario, if this flood is not exactly dialed in, if you're running on dual high, which I highly recommend. If you're not, it's an IR flood with an aiming device, IR aiming device, in dead center of it, and you can move that to make sure it's centered up. So point aim, point impact. But we see guys, we're gonna make everybody upset that run in this configuration. They run their laser back here, and I see them patrolling down here. And when they shoot on the range, they snap it up and they take shots just like this. Everybody does. I've seen guys that don't mount pressure pads on their laser and they activate it here. They turn the laser on and they slide their finger forward. Wow, like that's a lot of motion to think you can do that in 0.25 seconds. And then I would argue that your thumb right there, for the people who don't know, your obscuration comes from right here. So this whole flood you have going on, you're blocking 3/4 of it because of your thumb. If you're a left-handed shooter, your pointer comes out of here, whether that be Vizlays, whatever, doesn't matter. When you throw your hand here, you block it. So now there's no aiming device. Like, if you do that, you will not be able to take a shot at night until you move this out of line. What I'm saying is that in scenarios where seconds are way too long and everything's in 1/10 of a second, you don't have the time to double tap this and roll your thumb over. So if you slide it all the way forward and accept the fact that it's not ideal for managing recoil, because throwing my thumb all the way out here as far as I can helps me manage recoil, but it doesn't let me to allow for buttonology to be my friend. So if I move it forward, pressure pad behind, I don't have to worry about that anymore. And now I can access all my tools the way that it's supposed to be. Everything's here. Like so right now, if I were to throw my finger in front, it doesn't, you can't see it. You'll obscure it when I slide it back. This way you won't. This becomes my stop. I slam my hand all the way forward and I squeeze like normal people, and my laser comes on. It's the same thing. That's why I don't do the white light on a pressure pad, because under duress, I just squeeze something. I don't want my white light to AD. I need another conditioned weapon system at all times. And to really become a master, like you can't be too good at using this laser. Like if that's your jam, like you're in the military and you run around with night vision on your face all day, like this thing becomes a lifeline in itself. It becomes its very own weapon system, and you have to be an absolute master of this as it relates to you and your carbine.